In the bodybuilding community, dramatic tensions seem to follow a particular individual, that being Fouad. He seems to be the catalyst for most of the widespread drama in said community. And when drama crops up from other parties that are apart from his own, he injects himself into the case invariably. Week after week, it's Fouad against the world. He is a subject that continues to trend. So why is that? Is he truly this insanely controversial person that merits all this hate? Well, let me try to break it down for you in this video. Why is Fouad synonymous with drama? Fouad is a channel that has amassed 300,000 plus subscribers. His social media following is above average on other platforms such as Instagram as well. Anyone who knows anything about creators with large followings knows that drama isn't unique to Fouad's channel. Every popular content creator will be the subject of hate because of the crowd of subscribers they possess. Each one of those subscribers reserves an opinion about a subject, and it's because of those opinions that a divide between the fandom begins to form. It's so incredibly easy for drama to spark, and because bodybuilding is so extremely subjective, it just happens to occur more often in regard to Fouad's YouTube presence. Why is Fouad so controversial? There's been cases where Fouad conveys his feelings about certain people. In the past, his statements continually disparage other bodybuilders, namely Andrew Jacked, all while he uplifts his sponsored athlete, Samson Dauda. He is utterly biased towards Samson, almost to a fault, to the point where he discredited Samson's former coach, Milos, acting as the usual damage control advocate for Samson. Samson himself is an athlete who is beneficial to Fouad's company. Of course Fouad is biased. He knows this, Samson knows this, everyone knows about his bias by now. Surely, however, there has to be another reason aside from the financial opportunities Samson provides, right? At face value, you could easily dismiss Fouad as greedy. Let's take into account his person for once. If you know Fouad past the headlines, then you know that back in his time as a competitive bodybuilder, the dude was such an artful poser. He really paid mind to his choreography and the manner for which he presented his physique. It's something that he took great pride in, and even to this day, he sincerely appreciates an entertaining posing routine. It's something that never left his affinity. Say what you will about Samson, but when it's time for him to debut his posing routine contest after contest, you can't deny his showmanship on that stage, an attribute that Fouad sincerely appreciates. This is actually a posing routine that was devoted to the late great John Meadows, someone who meant a lot to Samson, but also someone who is dear to Fouad. John Meadows mentored both of these individuals. His tutelage is instilled within them evermore. Yes, even though Fouad doesn't compete anymore, the legacy of John Meadows is something that is still thriving in Samson's career. These individuals mention John constantly, from numerous occasions in the past to this current day. And if Samson reaches his potential fully and becomes the Mr. Olympia, then there's a high probability that the name John Meadows will be voiced during his crowning speech, immortalizing Meadows' name further in the history of the sport. In another timeline, if Fouad won the Mr. Olympia competition, two things would be certainly said when Bob transfers the microphone to his hand. He would firstly thank his wife Summer, and he would also thank John Meadows for the contribution to his life. At the end of the day, Fouad wants Samson to achieve what he could not. He is living vicariously through him. Fouad's bias is not just financial gain, in my opinion. I believe Samson is Fouad's current favorite bodybuilder for more reasons than one. Is Fouad really such a bad guy? With someone who has a grand emotional attachment to someone like Meadows, does Fouad really garner the sociopath title many have deemed him to be? Personally, I just don't think so. I think he could just be an asshole sometimes. By his own account, he's claimed to be a chronic asshole in the past. But to be fair, he's much improved from the person he once was many years ago, which shows a progression in character that not many people could boast about. On occasion, it slips out of him, but he at least makes the effort to be kinder and more mature than his former self. One could argue that people don't change, that they slip back into their old habits, which is just human nature, honestly. Although you have to realize that the change that happened in him throughout the course of his life wasn't something spontaneous. The people who stood by him initiated this alteration. The alteration itself wasn't immediate either. It took several years and it's arguably still pending to this day. I wasn't the biggest fan of Fouad for a time, but with people in his social circle like his best friend Paul, Ian Valliere, and Mike Van Wyck, outspoken individuals who would have turned their backs on him long ago since none of them are shy about severing connections that hinder them. Yet they remain friends with Fouad and enjoy his company. That more than anything conveys to me that he isn't as bad as the reputation that precedes him. Is Fouad ever going to escape the cycle of drama? More than likely, Fouad will always insert himself or comment about any drama that arises. Fouad is a content creator, a position that opens his thoughts to be judged. People look forward to his opinion, and his channel is a success because of his commentary. There will always be more content to form. Drama is indeed endless in the bodybuilding community. Fouad is aware of this and capitalizes on the matter, much as I'm doing now with this video. Additionally, what people don't realize or remember is that some of his comments are purposefully made.
And I'm just going to play this side of it because I've encountered so much shit slinging that I'm like, I'm just going to play this side of it regardless of whether I'm right or wrong.
He plays devil's advocate oftentimes to create a discussion around a subject, since two parties who constantly agree can get stale for an audience. It's a role not many would prefer, but Fouad does it because he knows how to entertain us as viewers. More controversies will inevitably occur when it comes to Fouad, but the only thing that really matters is the entertainment value someone could expunge from those circumstances. Instead of preventing them altogether, Fouad has come to accept his stance in the media and rightfully profits from it, like any astute content creator would. I'm sorry to break the fourth wall, but I feel the wave of hate for Fouad is not warranted. Did I partake in some of the past hate? Of course I have. But reflecting on the matter finally made me come to this conclusion. I've been enjoying his videos way more lately, and I have come to appreciate his presence in bodybuilding. He really isn't all that bad.
Okay, here we go again. There's going to be some insensitive shit said that might rile some people up.